This is Exercise 101. I want to thank you for joining me along with the UMBC Rec for class today. Please remember to consult your physician prior to starting any new exercise regimen. If at any point during this class you feel uncomfortable with the exercise that we are doing, I ask that you stop, take a couple of deep breaths, and just relax for a few minutes before either rejoining the class or simply going down to a regression while you get yourself together. I want to let you know that you can play music as a background for this class as you choose to. You should also wear comfortable, flexible clothing when taking this class so that you're able to move easily. That includes good tennis shoes and very comfortable socks. So if you haven't already done so from me previously explaining or suggesting to you, if you haven't already gone to that favorite store of your choice and had your feet sized for shoes that are fit just for your feet, I recommend that you do so because that will aid in your success as you progress in this class and as you progress in life and on your fitness journey. Be sure to follow UMBC Rec on our Instagram page as well as on our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or concerns, do let us know. All right, we're going to get started today with our warm-up. We're going to do 3 rounds of our warm-up. Today we're going to start with jogging in place as part of our warm-up. Then we're going to go to the march. First, we're going to start with the regressed march that's down here close to the ground. And then we're going to transition to our regressed kick, okay, also low to the ground. And then we're going to go into our stretch or a hinge forward where we stretch the back of our legs. Arm circles are also going to be a part of our warm-up. Please know that we're going to progress throughout the warm-up. So from the regressed or low impact kicks and marches, we're going to go to our progressed marches and our progressed kicks, okay? Remember to take breaths, have water nearby in case you should need it, and keep going as long as you can, but take breaks as your body tells you to. So if you're ready to get started, then so am I. One more quick thing, if you're able to grab a towel or if you have a yoga mat that you purchased or had laying around, go ahead and grab that as well because we're going to use that today. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with our march. Find a good comfortable spot in your house and wherever you are to start with your jog, not your march. Jog first. With your jog, remember to bend your arms at the elbows. You can have them at a 90-degree angle or you can have them a little bit lower. And remember to keep it low to the floor for your jog. We're going to jog for 1 minute. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Jogging for 1 minute. Remember, you do not have to jog. You can simply do your fast walk or just a walking laps in your space, okay? Don't forget to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Lift those feet off the floor. Keep your arms by your sides. Try not to have them crossing in front of you, but as much to the sides as possible. Good. We have about 20 seconds. Stay with me. Then we're going to go into our low impact march to catch our breath. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's march for 1 minute. And just breathe. Just relax. Just relax. So just lifting our feet up ever so slightly off the floor. Keep that pace. Take some breaths here. This is a great time to recover, okay? As we get, again, our heart pumping and the blood warm and running throughout our body and throughout our muscles that we're going to use today. You have 20 seconds. And then we're going to go into our low impact kicks. You got it. 10 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and let's kick. So kick forward, okay? Remember, your arms can be here, bent at the elbow, but you can have them down at your sides. Keep your belly button pulled in. Even though these are low impact kicks, we still want to warm the abdominals as well. We don't want them to be a bystander watching us warm up, okay? They're part of this team. Breathe. Good. Take your time here. There's no rush to warm up the body. 20 seconds. Keep it up, keep it up. You have 10 seconds here. Don't stop. So while our feet are going to stop moving in 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, we're going to go to arm circles. Arms out to the sides. Roll, circling forward. Shoulder height. Fingers extended. Palms facing forward. Still, our belly button is pulled in. Our knees are soft. That means that we have not locked our knees. That means that we're not going to be all nice and rigid in our legs. Okay? We're going to be a little bit flexible in our legs, but we are not moving our legs. We're going to change positions in 3 seconds. 2 and 1. Now circle backwards. You can make your circles as small or as large as you choose to. We just want to get the blood flowing throughout our chest, shoulders, biceps, upper part of our arms, lower part of our arms, our forearms, through our hands, and even to our fingertips. We have 10 seconds here. And then we're going to go and touch our toes in 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up, palms facing, belly button pulled in. Inhale and exhale and reach over and touch your toes if you're able. Remember your shins if you're able, your knees if you're able. Or if you're able to get all the way down to the floor or your mat with your palms or your fingertips, that's good as well. We're only stretching to where the muscles in the back of our legs allow. We are not bending our knees here. We're keeping our knees nice and soft and our legs long. We're going to hold it here for another 5 seconds. And we're going to roll up slowly in 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, roll up. Exhale. Okay? Now we're going to repeat that whole series again. From the jog to the march to the kick, to the arm circles, to the stretch. Okay? Now, for the jog remains the same. But this time for our march, we're going to do 30 seconds of the low impact march, 30 seconds of our high impact march or our progression. So our knees come up to a 90-degree angle. We're also going to do 30 seconds of our low impact kick, and then we're going to do 30 seconds of our high impact kick, okay? And then we're going to go right into our arm circles, and then to our stretch, and then for our third round, I'll tell you what we're going to do then, all right? So we're going to get ready to do our jog in 5 seconds. Remember, 1 minute jog in 2 and 1. Let's jog it out. Good. So I hope that you have been walking more, jogging more, running more, getting that activity back into your life, and moving as much as you possibly can. And if you're not leaving your home at this moment, you can do a lot of that movement right inside your house. Breathe with me. Don't stop breathing. Good. Less than 30 seconds to go. You can do it. "15 seconds. Then we're going to transition to the march. Low impact march first, then high impact march. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, march. Good. And we're going to march here for 30 seconds. And then we're going to come to our high impact march with our knees at about 90-degree angle for 30 seconds. 15 more seconds here. Catch your breath. 10 seconds. Come on. Get ready for it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the knees up. So it's half the time. Unlike double time when our feet were closer to the floor, keep your belly button pulled in. Pull those knees up as high as you can. Okay? You don't have much farther to go. You got 10 seconds. 10 seconds here. Then we're going to go to that low impact kick. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and kick. And kick. And kick. You got it. Stay there. Okay? Let each leg do its work, okay? Keep it up. Good. You're coming up on the halfway point, and then we're going to lift that kick up. You got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and kick. Okay? Remember, don't lean back. Okay? So when I kick, my spine is staying nice and tall. I'm using my core to help me lift my legs, and my knees to help me kick forward. It's not for long. Stay with me. Less than 10 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let arm circles forward and backward. Forward first, and then I'll tell you when to switch. Catch your breath. Give me some breaths. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Change directions. Change directions. Good. Give me some breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. And let's bring our arms up above our heads. And let's hinge at the hips. Keep your legs nice and long. Exhale as you come down. Reach for wherever place of your body is most comfortable until you feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Tuck your chin so your chin hovers over your chest. And just breathe. One more breath. Good. Another breath. And let's come on out. Roll up nice and slowly, not too fast. You don't want to get dizzy, okay? And roll your shoulders back. Good job. One more set of our warm-up. Our body should be part of the way warm, okay? And we should be really warm after this third set. So, jogging for a minute. High impact march for a minute. High impact kick for a minute. Then arm circles, then our toe touch. Remember, if when you start to do the high impact, the knees at 90-degree angle for the march, the legs coming all the way up at waist height for the kicks, go back to the regression and take a little bit of a break and then come back to the progression. You don't have to stay with it the entire time, okay? All right, let's get started. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's jog it out. Pace yourself. This is where you build endurance, okay? This is where you draw from that place of reserve and you tell yourself, I can go 1 more second. I can go 2 more seconds. And you keep telling yourself, I'm almost there. I'm almost at the end. I do not have to quit here. Think of your favorite things, favorite places, favorite people, and stay with me. You are not in this by yourself. We're in this together. Keep going, keep going. We got 20 seconds. See? We're almost at the end. Then we're going to do our marches, okay? In less than 15 seconds, 10 seconds to go. We're at that 5-second mark. 4, 3, 2, 1, march. March. Bring those knees up. Have the arms at your sides. Breathe here. Remember, this is half time. This is not a fast march. Just enough to get your knees up to waist height. Remember, you can also gauge how high your knees are coming by holding your arms out. And you can make it a goal for yourself to bring your knees up to top of your hands. You may also go back to the regress march, this one, if you need to, okay? We got 20 seconds. Then we're going to go to our kicks. In 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and kick. Your hips might be talking to you. That's okay. Talk back. Tell them, we got in this together. We're going to get out of this together. All right, remember, waist tight with the kicks. Arms up, in front, or at your sides. You can even have your hands on your hips as well. Stay with it. Pull the belly button in. Less than 30 seconds to go. Your thighs may be burning. Right here in the creases of your pelvis might be burning as well. That's a good sign. Less than 15 to go. 10 seconds. Keep the form. 3, 2, 1. Arm circles. Give your legs a break. Breathe. Again, breathe. And one more breath. Change directions of your arms. Inhale, exhale. And one more. Good, and stop. Now bring your arms up above your head. Inhale, and exhale, hinge. Touching your toes. See if you can get down a little bit farther where you're here. Inhale, exhale. One more. And let's inhale as we come up. Exhale as you roll your shoulders back. Great job. Grab some water and get your mat or your towel and roll that out. So we are going to review planks. Remember, we were talking about assessments and how assessments can help us to know how we are improving on our journey. Remember, assessments are about progression, not perfection. And we talked about many different ways to do a plank. So we're going to practice today. So let your heart rate come down just a touch before you decide to get down on your mat. And we're going to start from standing to get down into our plank. I will show you the regression and the progression. Once I show both of them, we are going to hold a plank for about 30 seconds. And we're going to do 3 sets, okay? Remember, if you have shoulder issues, you should be aiming to stay on your elbows, okay? If you have any knee issues, okay, front of the knee bothers you, you should try to stay off of your knees and more on your toes as to not aggravate them, okay? So, we're going to start at the edge of the mat. And you're going to walk yourself out. So just like how we hinge at the waist to do our toe touch to stretch the back of our legs, we're going to hinge at the waist to walk ourselves out into our plank position. I am going to start in the progressed position with my hands palm down underneath my shoulders and myself up on my toes. And then I'm going to demonstrate the regressed on my elbows, up on my toes. Then I'm going to demonstrate the progressed hand version, but on my knees. So my hands are going to be on the mat, but then my knees are going to be down. And then I'm going to show you the regress version of on my elbows and on my knees, which is the less cumbersome of all the variations from the standing position. And then when you see the one that you like, keep that pose, and then we're going to hold it for a couple of sets of 30 seconds each, okay? All right, so here are your demonstrations. So this is the first one. I'm hinging at the waist, just like I would touch my toes. I'm going to walk my hands out. My hands are underneath my shoulders. This is a progressed plank, the full plank. My feet are about hip distance apart. My ankles are about a 90-degree angle. If this is a plank that you like, that you know you can hold, you can keep this plank. Remember your form. If you choose to go down to your elbows, okay, this is how you can get down to your elbow from your hands. If you opt to go to your knees, but keep your hands flat on the mat, then you want to come back to your full plank and simply place your knees on the mat. Do not shift any other portion of your body. And if you choose to go down to your elbows and on your knees, then you can hold this position as well. And this is an acceptable plank that you can hold and do. All right, here goes the timing part of it. So pick your plank, whichever one you choose to do. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds. And then we're going to lay on our mat and take a breather. And then we're going to hold it again for 20 seconds. Then we're going to lay on our mat and take a breather. And then we're going to hold it again for 10 seconds. And then we're going to lay on our mat and take a breather, okay? All right, here we go. Pick your position. Anyone you choose to. And time has started now. Don't be afraid of the quiver that you might be feeling in your core. You have 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down. Untuck your toes. And take a breather. Very good. Now we're going to do our second set of our plank. And because we started from standing, I want you to start from standing again for your second set. So go ahead and tuck your toes, push yourself up and back, and I want you to roll back onto your heels and then roll up to standing, okay? If you're not able to do so, then I want you to take one of your feet, kick them forward, place your hand on top of your knee, and push yourself up and come back to standing, okay? Let me show you that one more time. I was in my laying position. I gave you the option to tuck your toes, push your chest off the mat, walk your hands back. Then I asked you to roll back onto your heels and come to standing. But if that is not a good option for you, and you're here at the point where you're on your hands and knees, take one of your legs, kick them forward, take the hand of the same side, and use that hand. Don't put it on the knee, but put it above the knee. Push up. One hand on the mat. Push off the mat with one hand. Push on the leg with one hand. And come up. Okay? All right. Second set for the plank. Remember the form that you like. That's what you're going to get right into when we get down on the mat. So, hinge. Walk it out. Find the form you like. And you should be there already. Time has started now. 20 seconds. Breathe through it. Make sure you have not sagged in the hips. You have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees. Lower your chest down if you're in a high plank. Progress plank. Take a couple of breaths before you push yourself off the mat. Walk your hands back. Again, either roll back onto your heels, kick a leg forward, or kick a leg forward. My hand is on top of my thigh. One hand is on the mat. pushing off of the mat and stepping back. Okay? All right, this is our third set of that plank from standing position, okay? Remember, whatever position you like, we're going to get right into it. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds. I recommend, if you've been doing a regressed plank position, now is the time to progress into a plank position. So if you've been on your elbows, try elevating to your hands. If you've been on your knees, try coming up to your toes, because it's just for 10 seconds. It's not long, and I know you can do it. All right, here we go. Let's hinge at the waist, and let's reach down as if touching the toes, and let's walk it out. And time is starting now. It's for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. And take a breath. You did it. That's great. All right, push yourself up. Walk your hands back. Roll back if you're able to. Now you're low to the ground in a squat, and let's roll up. Awesome job. All right, we started off talking about assessments. We started talking about how they can help us see how far we've come. So today I want to introduce you a couple more assessments that you can try. Remember, we talked about earlier the 6-minute walk test, picking a path that you're familiar with, that you know you can go back to in 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, and test yourself again. And what you're doing is setting your timer for 6 minutes, and you're walking the same loop, okay, using the same walking pattern as you did before. So if you walked the first time, you're going to walk this time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. If you jogged, you're going to jog. If you ran, you're going to run. All right? And after that 6 minutes, you want to see how far you've gotten. Okay? So the first time you might walk a mile. The second time you may walk 1.25 miles. The third time, 1.5 miles. And that's where your growth comes in, when you see how much you've progressed. The other test we talked about that arm reach test. So we reach one hand above, okay, one elbow, one arm up, bend to the elbow, the other hand underneath, and we were testing to see if our fingertips touch. And all that is just telling us how expansive or how much our chest muscles have extended. So if the first time you do it on one side, you're not able to reach, okay, then the second time you may be able to reach, because the exercise we're going to be doing will help us to build muscle, stretch muscle, to help us to test ourselves with that test, all right? The other test we talked about measuring our step-ups, okay? So a step-up is when we picked a step in our home or curb or step outside, or we got a stack of magazines or a stack of newspapers, making sure to keep that same magazines, books, or newspapers as our step. And what we would do is we would continue to step up. We start the timer, we'd step up onto that stack, okay? And we'd measure how many times we stepped up on that stack, okay? And after, like for a minute, we set the timer for a minute. After a minute, we'd count those steps. And in 2 months, we do the same thing. Come back to the same area in our home or the same place outside of our home or wherever, and we would count those steps. Another option to that assessment is running stairs. So if you have stairs in your house or you have stairs nearby your home, you can go to those steps, same steps every time, and set your timer for like 2 minutes and run the steps, okay? And then count the times you've gone up and you've gone down, up and down, and write that number down, and then go back in 2 months and do this, run up the same steps up and down, and measure yourself that way as well. Great. We talked about the plank assessment, figuring out what plank we liked best. And what we would do is we start our timer once we got into our favorite plank and hold that plank for as long as possible. Once our knees hit the ground or once our chest came down to the mat, that's when we would stop our timer and see how long we held that plank, making note of which form of plank we tried, so that the next time around we can do the same exact plank and measure how much we've progressed. So I hope while I've been recapping with you, you've been hydrating yourself, getting some water into your system, so that I can show you a few more things. We're going to talk about push-ups today. Now, sometimes when some people hear the word push-up, they get excited because they're thinking of that ice cream that they get from the ice cream truck. And they're delicious. I like them too. But today we're actually talking about a push-up that you can do on the wall, on the floor, or on an elevated surface. Okay? Now, push-ups work similarly to planks in that you can do them on your hands with your knees bent or down on the mat, or you can do them on your hands with your toe and on your toes as well. So let's get into that plank position. We all have to get into a plank position to try this push-up. I want you to do it with me. I'm going to walk you through it as I show you it. So let's go into that toe touch position or that hinge position. So touch your toes. Now let's walk out, okay? Walk in and out just as we would our plank. Now we're here in our high plank or progressed plank position. And what we want to do is we want to bend at the elbows. Do not lead with your belly button, okay? This is leading with your belly button, and that is not a push-up. That is more like a yoga stretch, all right? Leading with your chest, bending at the elbows. You're going to see how far you can come down, okay, before you push out. Now, I got pretty close to the mat, and I want you to know that I've been doing push-ups for quite some time. And I don't want it to not be a goal of yours to get just as close to the mat. But I also don't want it to be a discouragement to you. Please know, as you continue to do these exercises, you will grow in muscular strength, and you will find yourself getting closer to the mat in your push-ups, holding your plank a little bit longer, walking a little bit farther on your walks or your runs, doing your marches higher, your kicks higher, okay? And for a longer period of time. Don't get discouraged. All right, let's go back to that plank position, right here from the mat, okay? Walking our hands out to the mat, coming up off of our knees. Lower your chest as much as you can. If this is where you stop, that's fine. Push yourself up. Don't lead with your belly button. Push from the hands. Look down at your mat. Keep your gaze between your hands and push up, okay? Now put your knees down on the mat. Don't shift anything else. And I want you to do the same thing. Lower your chest as far as you can go, like you're going to kiss the mat, and push up. Again, let's do it again. Lower down and push up. Never holding your breath. If you find that you're holding your breath, I want you to deliberately inhale when you go down and deliberately exhale when you come up. So you're going to go breathing in, okay? Pushing. And as you push, you blow out and you exhale. Suck air in as you're going down. Blow air out as you come up. Do one more. Suck air in as you go down. Blow air out as you come up. Now, push yourself back on your heels and rest here for a moment. So what I just showed you is a progressed push-up on the mat, hands on the mat, and under the shoulders. And then I showed you a regressed push-up on your knees. But did you know that you can do push-ups on the wall as well? All right, if you didn't, let me show you. So you might be saying, oh, Paula, me doing those push-ups on the floor is just too much on my shoulders, or I don't like to have my knees on the mat because my knees may be bothering me with all the knee flexion that my knees are getting right now as opposed to before. No problem. What you can do is face your wall, any smooth surface wall that you have. You're going to step as close to the wall as possible and try to stay with me even though my back is going to be turned to you, okay? So your toes should touch the wall. Your hands should be on the outside of your chest, also on the wall. Make sure you're spreading your fingers wide, okay? Giving your whole hand the option to participate in every exercise that you do, especially ones where you're going to be elevated into the air or elevated off of the surface, okay? So hands on the wall, fingers spread out, and what I want you to do is I want you to take at least 4 steps back or enough steps to extend your arms fully without removing your hands off of the wall. So walking my feet back. For me, I only need to take 2 steps. I'm a little short. And my hands are still on the wall. And I step back from the wall. Now what I want to do is I want to lower my chest to the wall. Just my chest, not my belly button. By bending my arms at the elbow, okay? Looking straight in front of me, not to the right, to the left, up or down. And as I do so, I want to suck air in. And I want to exhale, push air out. So think of yourself as pushing the wall away. Again, suck air in or inhale, push air out. Let's do it again. Inhale, approach the wall as if you're pushing it away, bend at your elbows, and push back. Okay, take a break. Now, how did that feel to you? Hopefully, it felt much better than being down on the mat. And that position has the ability to do so. Less strain and stress on your shoulders and on your knees. And you may find that you can do way more push-ups on the wall than you could on the floor. And that's awesome. And then when you find that you are way beyond that, maybe you come to the wall to start your push-ups and you're like, I can do this all day long. Well, it's time to progress. And a way to progress is you can limit your base. So the way to do that, when you're ready to progress with your push-ups off of the wall, but you're not yet quite ready to get down on your mat, is you start off the same way. Hands on the wall, feet close to the wall. Okay? Walk yourself back until your arms are fully extended without moving your hands. Okay? Or removing your hands off of the wall. And then what you're going to do, instead of having both feet on the floor, you're going to take one foot behind the other and you're going to have one foot on the floor. Whoa! One foot on the floor. And then what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, suck air in as you get close to the wall. Blow air out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay? Now, the thing about this position, having only one foot on the ground, is that you must also switch legs. So let's do the other leg. Hopefully you did the first leg with me. Now let's go to the second leg. Ready? And let's get close to the wall. Let's push away. Let's get close. Let's push away. Let's get close. Let's push away. Good. Uncross the legs. Step closer to the wall. And then you can release your hands. Okay? Good job. So we just reviewed push-ups on the floor, push-up on our hands on the floor, and push-ups on our knees on the floor. Okay? We also reviewed push-ups on the wall with both feet on the floor, and by limiting our base, we also practice limiting our base by taking one leg or one foot off of the floor. Remember to switch legs for the same amount that you're doing on one leg. So if you do 3 push-ups off the wall with your right leg behind the left, you're going to do 3 push-ups on the wall with your left leg behind the right. Got it? Good. So if you're ever going to use push-ups as an assessment, remember, set a timer for at least 1 minute, okay? And when you set that timer for 1 minute, you're going to do as many push-ups as you can correctly. Don't cheat yourself. Do it correctly. Write that number down, okay? You can even do 3 rounds as one whole assessment, one whole push-up assessment, okay? And then in 2 months, you do the same thing. Same style of push-ups, okay? To test yourself, do the same 3 rounds, each a minute, and write down the number of push-ups you did each minute. All right, I want to talk to you about sit to stand. So I've shown you some push-ups to test your upper body strength, your core strength, your leg strength, okay? Now I want to show you something to kind of test your hip strength and your balance. So it's called the sit to stand test. Sit to stand. And all you're going to need for this exercise is a chair, okay? Preferably a high back chair one that does not rock, that is very stable and sturdy, and one you feel comfortable sitting on, okay? So if you need time to get that, go ahead and grab that. This is going to be my chair. Okay. Now, this is called the sit to stand test, another way to test yourself, especially your balance. The way we do this test is we are going to cross our arms like we are genies, okay? And once our arms are crossed, we're going to make sure that we're standing at least one step away from our chair. So just enough where we're able to sit down, okay, comfortably on our chair. This is not the time to do the trust test, okay? We do not want to see if we trust ourselves by making sure we step as far away from our chair so we can sit back, okay? So test it first before you do this assessment. So what you're going to do is you're going to step a little bit away from your bench, your chair, whatever you're going to sit down on, and make sure that you are able to get down and get up safely, like so, okay? Now the goal here is to keep your arms folded and to come straight back up in that standing position without tumbling to the right, to the left, forward, or having any hesitation getting up, okay? So keep your arms shoulder height, and you're going to stand up. Seems simple enough, right? Now you try it. Let's try it together. Let's sit down together. Let's stand up together. Good. Make sure that your feet are at least hip distance apart, okay? And also make sure, look at yourself, and make sure that your chest isn't leaning to touch your arms that are out in front of you, and that you're not unfolding your arms to rest your hands on your thighs to push yourself up, okay? So for this assessment, what you would do is you would start your timer, okay, for 1 minute. And you would sit down and stand up as many times as you could, okay, within that 1 minute. Without unfolding your arms, without stumbling forward, without losing your footing, okay? Sitting down, standing up. Now my bench might be a little bit lower than your chair, okay? And that's fine. Whatever you can find to use is what you're going to use. You will discover that not only are you elevating your heart rate by doing this, but you are practicing a squat. So, good practice for you. This is a way to progress from off of the wall if you're not yet ready to do a freestanding squat. Okay, let's do 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. Very good. Now you bring your arms down. I hope that felt pretty good to you. So that was the sit to stand test or assessment. Set your timer for a minute. See how many times you can get down and get up. Keeping careful attention to your form. Don't stumble. Don't waver. Don't push down on your muscles. Keep your arms right here, okay? All right, good job. Grab some water if you need to. And go ahead and move your chair out of the way so we can do one more thing. What is that last thing you say? It's stretching. So remember to leave yourself adequate time at the end of your workout to adequately stretch. Stretching is extremely important. It brings the heart rate down to its normal rate. It helps you to stretch those muscles you've just worked. It helps you to bring your mind into focus and just let your body know we are ending this workout. And it gives you time to also encourage yourself and say, great job, another one in the books. So let's start that process now. The first stretch we're going to start off with is our neck stretch. So bring your arms to your sides, take your chin, lower it to your chest. Make sure you start off in your good posture though, right? Spine is tall, shoulders down and back. Legs are about hip width apart. Take your chin and tuck it. Feel the muscles in the back of your neck. Relax. Don't roll your shoulders forward like so. Don't do that. Keep your chest open, shoulders back. Holding the stretch for at least 15 seconds. We have 5 more seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently bring your head up. Not fast, just slowly. Now we're going to do the same neck stretch, but this time we're going to bring our right ear to our right shoulder without punching up our shoulder to get it there. So we are gently going to tilt our head to the right. If your ear does not touch your shoulder, please don't force it. Don't pull on your head. Just do what your body is ready to do at this point. Being gentle with it, being gracious with it. Knowing that, again, you are starting a journey. This is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Take your time. 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. And let's go to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. We're not hunching the shoulder. This would be me hunching, and that's not good. We want to stay even on both sides. Breathe. Take some breaths while you're here. You know, something I like to do for when I start to stretch is kind of have a diffuser with some essential oil in it, and it makes it so calming and relaxing. If you're able to do that as well. Bring your head up. Very nice. All right, the next stretch we're going to do is we are going to do our toe touch. So we're going to bring our arms up. And we are going to hinge at the waist. Touch your toes. And just relax into it. Take a breath. Take another breath. And one more. And let's roll it up. Good. And now let's do our shoulder roll. So watch as I pull my shoulders forward and roll them back. I'm starting backwards first. Shoulder back. Good. So you want to roll your shoulders forward, up and back. Forward, up and back. Let's do one more. Forward, up and back. Good. Now let's go forward. Let's start backwards. So back, bringing those two, I call them, think of them like wings, okay? So these two muscles here, okay, that are on top of your shoulder blades, you're going to bring them together, push them together, and then you're going to roll your shoulders forward, okay? That should feel really good to you. Stretching throughout the back as well as through the shoulders. Okay, push those muscles together, roll them forward. Keep your spine nice and long. Keep your head up. Don't tilt your chin or tuck your chin. And breathe. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And 1 more. Wonderful job. All right, now for our hands. We did those push-ups, and we always want to remember our small muscles as well. Not just the big muscles, but those small, delicate muscles that we use every day, like our toes and our fingers, okay? So go ahead and stretch your arms out, and I want you to take one hand, doesn't matter which hand you start with, and just gently pull back on your fingers, and you want to stretch the muscles in the palms of your hands. Okay, remember not to curl this thumb in when you do this stretch. So I don't want to curl my thumb in, but I want to keep my thumb out. Again, still breathing. One more breath. And let's switch hands. So palm is exposed, as if you're telling someone to stop. Fingers still open. Thumb is not crossing the palm. And we're just taking some breaths, nice gentle breaths. This is, again, one of those stretches that you can do as often as you need to. especially if you spend a lot of time on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, okay? Good. All right, now let's stretch our wrist. So take your hands the same way they were and tilt them both down as if you're showing someone your manicure or your rings or the back of your hands. And what you want to do is you want to press gently on the back of your hand. You're going to feel a nice stretch through the upward part of your wrist. And let's switch to the other side, okay? Remember, at least 15 seconds for that stretch. And let's come on up with that hand. Good. Now let's take our 3 breaths. So let's inhale, round ourselves up. Inhale, palms facing each other. And exhale. Again. Exhale. And one more. And exhale. Great job today. Keep practicing the things we talked about, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.